Welcome everyone, this is Mr. Z and welcome to this AutoCAD tutorial on how to create a revolving stairway. Let's go ahead and get started. First we need to make sure all our options are set correctly. So over here where your object snap settings are, click on the arrow, go to object snap settings, and make sure all of these are turned on. If they're not, click the select all button and then press OK. Afterwards, make sure your ortho mode is on. You'll know it's on if it's in blue. If it's not, click it so it activates it. And finally, turn on your snap mode over here. If it's gray, it's off. If it's blue, it's on. Okay, so let's get started. What I'd like you to do is draw a circle. So press CIR while in your workspace. Press enter. And we're going to draw a circle of 8 feet. So go out to 8 feet and click, or alternatively press the number 8, press enter, and it should create the circle. Press enter again to reactivate your circle tool. And by hovering on the outside of the circle, your center point should light up. And we're going to draw an additional circle of 2 feet in the center. After that, use the line tool by pressing L for line, enter to activate that. Hover to the outside of the center circle. And then starting at the center point, we're going to draw a vertical line up to the end point of the outer circle. Once you've done that, press escape twice to exit out of that tool. And we're going to array this line across half of the circle. So use the array command, ARRA, to start array. Press enter. Select the object you would like to array. So I'm going to click on that. Press enter. And it's going to ask you what kind of array you would like. And for this project, we want to use a polar array. So go to polar, click on that, and then hover to the outside of that circle again, and click on the center point for the revolution point. And you're going to notice it's going to create 6 slices for our stairway. Now, depending on how much you want to go, it's up to you how many slices you'd like. But I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do 12 slices. So I'm going to go to 12 slices. It's going to look like that. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter to save that process. Next, we need to create a boundary for each of these steps such that each individual boundary is connected by a set of polylines, which they are not currently. So we're going to use the boundary command. So BO for boundary, enter. Your boundary creation option is going to pop up. Go to where it says pick points, select that, and inside each boundary, we're going to select an internal slice. So I'm going to click on each one, like so, and then I'm going to press enter. And if you did it correctly, your boundary should have created 12 polylines. Now on each step, we're going to have a post. So use the line tool, L for line, enter. And starting from the center, we're going to draw a line up to the geometric center of the step. So click there, press escape twice, and then use the extend command, EXT for extend, and one more E. Press enter, select the step you're working on, and then press enter. Then hover over to the line to extend that and click again, and then press escape twice so that you've drawn the line in place, which will allow us to draw a post in the direct center using the circle tool. So circle, enter, and then right at near the edge of the step, I'm going to draw out a circle of, let's say, distance 0.3, enter. Okay, so just a small little post. Let's also add a post to this area over here. So I'm going to draw a circle again, and right at the edge here, another post of 0.3, enter. So we're left with 2 posts. Then with these 2, we're going to go ahead and use the array tool again. So array, enter, click on these 2 posts, enter, and then once again, polar, enter, and from the center, click there. You're going to have an option. This is our 6 option. Let's go ahead and adjust it to the 12 option. And it's going to look something like that. That looks great. So let's go ahead and press enter to exit that portion. We're now ready to extrude. So EXT for extrude, enter, and select each of the individual slices. Hold off on the circles just for now. We are just going for the slices. Once you have all the slices selected, hold down the shift key, click in the middle scroll wheel of the mouse, and just revolve your screen like so. Then press Enter to activate the Extrude Tool so you can see what we're doing here. And we're going to extrude this a total of 0.75 units. It's going to look something like that. Press Escape a few times, and then we're going to extrude out the posts. Now you're going to notice when we use the extrude command and I hover over one of the individual parts of the array, they all light up. And if I select one and I press Enter, it won't actually extrude. That is because we have to separate this into its individual components. To do that, we're going to press Escape twice and use the Explode command, EXPL for explode. Press Enter, and then I'm going to select one of the individual components of that array, press Enter, and it's now going to break them into the individual parts. Now, it will be a little bit tricky to select them all with these stairs in the way, so we're going to add these stairs over to a layer. Go to your layer properties, over here, right-click on this open space, go to New Layer, and then we're going to call this Steps, and we're going to allocate it a color. Let's go ahead and give it an orange color. Press OK, and then we're going to right-click on this open space, allocate another new layer, call this one Posts. Okay, click over there. We're going to give it a color. Let's give it green. Press OK, and then we're going to right-click one last time, create one more new layer, and call this one Railing. Okay, click over there, allocate a railing color, let's say a red, and press OK. And then we're going to close out of this. We're going to select the individual steps, just like we had before. And we're going to allocate this over to the steps layer. So I'm going to click steps. It's going to change the color to orange, and then I'm going to turn this layer off by going to my layers and turning off the light bulb. So all we're left with are the original sketches and the posts. Go ahead, select the original sketches and delete those as we won't need them anymore. And then with the posts only available, we're going to go ahead and extrude these. Go ahead, select them all. Use the extrude command, EXT, enter, and we're going to extrude these a total of 6 units up. So I'm going to type 6, press enter, and they've been extruded. Now I'm going to go ahead and select them all again. Go over to my layers and allocate these to the post layer. So I'm going to click on that, so they've been put on the posts. I'm going to press escape twice to break out of that one, and then I'm going to turn back on my steps layer so that you'll notice we have the steps and the posts readily available. After that, we're going to go ahead and start our railing process. So we're going to have to use the move command for this, but you're going to select each individual step like so. You'll then use the move command, MOVE, enter, and starting at the bottom of the step and going up to the center point, you're then going to type in the number 2 for the first step, press enter, and if you did that correctly, it should have moved it up 2 units. Then we're going to begin the same process with the next one. I'm going to select it, as well as the posts, press enter, and starting at that point, I'm going to move up to the center point, and I'm going to type in 4 and enter. And then each time, I'm going to kind of move up 2 units. So select everything, enter, go up to the center point, and then type in the next one, which is 6. Okay? And I want you to continue that process until you have all the steps made. And I'm going to speed this up so that I'll be at the end as well. Okay, the last thing to do is to add the railing. So starting at the very first one, I want you to make sure that your snap mode is off, as well as your ortho mode. Deactivate both of those. Then we're going to use the Spline Tool, SPL for spline, enter. And we're going to use a point on the post as a reference point. So I'm going to click where this line and the circle meet. And then I'm going to click at the center. And that's going to allow me to start drawing a spline. And I'm going to use the center of each of these circles as the pathway for my railing, and I'm going to adjust accordingly. till you get to the last one. And once you get to the last one, go ahead, press enter, and that should generate the pathway. We're going to do the same trick now with the other side. Spline, SPL, enter, click on a point, and then click on the centers. And enter, just like that. Now we just need to draw a profile to sweep across these. So starting at the very end here, where that circle meets the pathway, we're going to press UCS to gain control of our XYZ coordinate system. Press enter, and I'd like you to go ahead and place it down where that pathway meets, and make sure the X and the Y are facing the positive direction like so, and press escape, so something like that. And then I'd like you to draw out a profile. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust my view cube here. And at the start where those are meeting, I'm going to go ahead and draw out just a circle. So I'll click the circle tool, or you could type it in. And I'm just going to draw a circle where the radius matches the previous one, as well as over here where the circle meets. I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle on that one as well. So I have two circles in place. I'm going to press escape twice. If we take a look at the profile, you'll see that they're almost in place. We're going to use the move command. So MOVE for move, enter. And I'm simply going to select both of these circles here. Press enter, and I'm going to use the middle point. I'm going to adjust them to the front like that. Okay, so we got both circles in place. Let's go ahead and see if this works. I'm going to use the extrude command, EXT, enter, select the circle first, enter, and then instead of just drawing it outward, I'm going to press P for pathway, enter, and I'm going to click this pathway, and it should have generated it. We'll find out. Then I'm going to press enter again to reactivate the extrude tool. Click on this circle here, press enter, and press P for pathway, enter, and then click on this circle here. Okay? Once we've done that, I'm going to press escape twice. I'm going to select post 1. I'm going to select post 2. I'm going to allocate it over to the posts. No, I'm going to allocate it over to the railing layer. Sorry if I was calling them posts. And then I'm going to press escape twice. I'm going to delete any unnecessary lines, which is just going to be that one over there. And the moment of truth, we're going to go ahead and change this from 2D wireframe mode over to our shaded mode. And there you go. We've generated one revolving stairway. A little bit of a hiccup over there where it's a kind of a steep move. But other than that, pretty nice and pretty smooth. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and conclude this revolving stairway tutorial. I hope you found it useful. And if you have any questions, let me know. This is Mr. Z, signing out. Peace.